Imagine becoming king at just 13 years old. Your kingdom stands on the front line of one of history's greatest religious conflicts. Every border is threatened. Every castle watches the horizon for approaching armies. To the south, a brilliant commander is uniting the Muslim world under a single banner. His name is Saladin, and many believe nothing can stop him. Now imagine discovering that you are dying. Not from a wound suffered in battle, not from poison, but from a disease that slowly destroys your body while your mind remains sharp enough to witness every painful moment. Most rulers would surrender to despair. Baldwin IV did the opposite. Though afflicted with leprosy from childhood, he led armies into battle, inspired his knights, and defended Jerusalem against overwhelming odds. His courage became legendary, and even his enemies respected the determination of the young king who refused to surrender. This is the complete story of Baldwin IV, the Leper King who defied Saladin. Baldwin was born in 1161 in the Kingdom of Jerusalem, the son of King Amalric I. At the time, the Crusader kingdom was one of several Christian states established after the First Crusade captured Jerusalem in 1099. Although the kingdom had survived for decades, it was surrounded by powerful Muslim rulers who hoped to reclaim the holy city. As a child, Baldwin appeared bright, energetic, and intelligent. He received an education worthy of a future king under the famous historian and Archbishop William of Tyre. It was William who first noticed that something was terribly wrong. One day, while the young princes were playing together, the boys began pinching one another's arms as part of a game. The other children cried out in pain. Baldwin did not react at all. William immediately realized this was no ordinary injury. Royal physicians examined the prince and confirmed the devastating diagnosis. Baldwin had leprosy. In the 12th century, leprosy was one of the most feared diseases in the world. There was no cure. As the years passed, it slowly destroyed the nerves, muscles, skin, and limbs. Many victims became blind or unable to walk. For a royal family, the news was catastrophic. Most believed the young prince would never rule. History had other plans. In 1174, King Amalric died unexpectedly. Baldwin was only 13 years old. Despite his illness, he was crowned king of Jerusalem. Many nobles questioned whether such a young and sick ruler could defend the kingdom. His enemies believed the Crusader state would soon collapse. But Baldwin possessed something that illness could never take away: an extraordinary determination. As Saladin expanded his power across Egypt and Syria, the danger facing Jerusalem grew greater every year. Saladin was not just another ruler. He was uniting Muslim territories that had been divided for generations. His ultimate goal was clear: Jerusalem. Baldwin understood that if the kingdom remained divided, it would fall. He worked tirelessly to unite his nobles, strengthen the castles along the frontier, and prepare his army for the inevitable war. Then, in 1177, that war arrived. Saladin invaded the Kingdom of Jerusalem with a powerful army that greatly outnumbered the Crusaders. Many believed resistance was hopeless. Baldwin refused to retreat. Although only 16 years old and already weakened by disease, he gathered every knight and soldier he could find. The two armies met near a place called Montgisard. The odds heavily favored Saladin. But Baldwin launched a bold surprise attack before the Muslim army had fully prepared. The Crusader charge smashed into Saladin's forces with tremendous force. Confusion spread across the battlefield. The Muslim army broke formation. Thousands fled in panic. Saladin himself narrowly escaped capture. It became one of the greatest defeats of his military career. Across Europe, Baldwin's victory was celebrated as a miracle. The young king had accomplished what few believed possible. He had defeated one of history's greatest commanders. Yet Baldwin understood that one victory would not end the threat. Saladin rebuilt his army. Year after year, he returned. The war never truly ended. Meanwhile, Baldwin's disease continued its relentless advance. His hands gradually lost their strength. His feet became numb. His eyesight began to fail. Eventually, he could no longer ride into battle without assistance. Even walking became difficult. Still, he refused to abandon his responsibilities. When he could no longer fight with a sword, he commanded from horseback. When he could no longer ride easily, he directed campaigns through his generals. His body weakened. His leadership did not. Inside the kingdom, new problems emerged. Powerful nobles argued over who should inherit the throne after Baldwin's death. Political rivalries threatened the unity he had worked so hard to preserve.
We will strike
Knowing
them at
his
the
own
ridge.
time was running
Let
out,
the cavalry
Baldwin named
advance
his
by
young
night,
nephew, Baldwin
and
V,
wait for my
as his
command.
successor in the hope of preventing civil
I
war.
present to you
But the divisions only
your
grew
future
deeper.
king. Protect
By
him as you
1185,
have protected
Baldwin's
me.
condition had become critical. The disease had ravaged his body. At just 23 years old, the young king died. His reign had lasted little more than a decade. Yet during those years, he had achieved something extraordinary. He had held back Saladin at the moment when the Crusader kingdom was most vulnerable. Without Baldwin's leadership, Jerusalem quickly descended into political chaos. Just 2 years after his death, the Crusader army
Keep the
suffered
lines
a
tight,
devastating
men!
defeat
Forward!
at the Battle of
Pull!
Montgisard.
We need this tower ready by
Saladin destroyed
nightfall!
the kingdom's main army. Soon afterward, Jerusalem itself fell into Muslim hands. Many historians believe that Baldwin's leadership delayed this outcome for years. His courage,
We will strike
intelligence,
them at the
and
ridge.
determination
Let the
had kept
cavalry
the kingdom
advance by
alive
night,
far longer than anyone
Wait for my
expected.
command.
Unlike many medieval kings,
present to
Baldwin
you
is remembered not because he
your
conquered
future
vast
king.
lands or
Protect
ruled for
him
decades.
as you have
He is
protected
remembered
me.
because he refused to surrender
Must
to
attack
impossible
their flank before the
circumstances.
winter snows
He
fall.
fought a
That
war
is
against one of
absolute
history's
madness.
greatest
It is
commanders
suicide.
while fighting another war within his own body.
We must attack their
Every
flank
victory
before
came
dawn.
at tremendous personal cost.
That is absolute
Every campaign
madness.
demanded strength that his
It is our
illness
only
tried to steal.
choice.
Yet he never abandoned his kingdom. Even Saladin respected the courage of the young king. Centuries later, Baldwin IV remains one of the most admired rulers of the Crusades. His story reminds us that true greatness is not measured by physical strength alone.
A
It is
sea
measured
of
by
iron
courage,
and faith.
by duty, and by the determination
Led
to
by their
stand firm
defiant
even when
Leper
defeat
King.
seems inevitable. Baldwin IV never conquered an empire. He never ruled the largest kingdom. But against impossible odds, the Leper King defended Jerusalem
And so,
and earned a place among
the sun
history's most
rises on a
extraordinary
city
rulers.
where history is written in every stone.